Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. This is the C final featuring Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan versus Asuka Kanai of Japan. We came all the way to Beaumont, Alberta to play each other. My name is Matt Hames, and my commentator partner, Sarah, say hello. Maybe we lost Sarah. We'll get her back. Anyway, we're in the first end here. Asuka Kanai has last rock in this qualifying round of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. This is winner gets to play tomorrow in the winner qualifies, the loser does not qualify in the round. So that's what it is. So welcome everybody. Thanks to Curling Stadium for bringing you this game. We're hoping for a really good game today. A couple of really good teams here, making a lot of shots. Should be a fun game. Usually the tendency, you know, again, they've been here for a couple of days. This is their third game today. They know the ice, so there's no surprises here. But the tendency is to keep the first stand a little bit more open, not try to get a whole bunch of rocks in play. Just ease into it. The team eases into it. Both teams ease into it. They've thrown some practice rocks. They drew the button for hammer. And now they're just going to kind of ease into this. There's a tight guard up there. Just an opportunity to come around it. It's a little light. I think you'll see Fujisawa come around this. Just thinking about it.
Hi Matt, this is Sarah Ho joining in.
Hey Sarah.
Hi, really excited to be joining you this evening to chat about some curling.
Yeah, we've got ourselves an interesting first end here. Came up a little short on the come around, so it's made some staggered guards, and Fujisawa is getting and going in here. Really pounding this. Really just gonna click on the guard. I think that's gonna leave an opportunity to just whack this. Just kind of hit this right in the crotch and get rid of everything.
Yeah. Oh, I see her calling for the roll the other way.
Yeah, she's calling the roll to the other way. A little surprised by that.
Too. You know, it's early on.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just looking at, you know, what's going on, testing
They
the
aren't,
waters.
yeah, they aren't exactly perfectly even, but I think if you kind of just hit and rolled inside and punch that red rock out from behind the corner guard, I think it would end up being a better result. But if you hit and stay here, which he's not going to do, but had you have hit and stayed here, it would have caused them to hit it as well, to just take the action away from the center.
There is so much movement close to that center. We've seen quite a few just curl a lot there right away.
Yep. Playing the tap here. Trying to hit it a little bit on the center line side so you end up with staggered guards. It's not bad because if you come right around it, it's probably pretty easy to just run it back and get rid of shot rock. Oh, excuse me. It's 9 o'clock Eastern right now, Sarah, so I might yawn a couple of times.
All good.
Taking really tight ice here. I think we saw this earlier today on this ice. It's a little bit dished. So it's a bit higher on the outsides, which means that it curls like crazy into the center, but doesn't curl right at the bottom of the dish. So they're only taking a little bit of ice for this. It should run pretty straight for a long time. Once it crosses that center line, it should start going. Needs to curl.
Wow.
Almost raised the yellow one in.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't look like a lot of ice, but she could have taken even a little bit less.
Yeah, might have just overthrown that a little bit. Might have been just a little bit. Kind of want to throw it to the sweepers a bit there.
That's fair too. Both of these teams are such good shot makers that, and their sweepers are just so fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of good sweeping. Oh, they were trying for the roll inside, and then I think they kind of changed it. They were trying to go both ways, but they changed it a bit at the end and tried to roll behind the corner. They could actually, I think they could hit and roll and come off the back of that other yellow one and roll, or off the back of that red one, and roll under, which is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if you catch the back of that red one, you're golden. If you don't catch the back of the red one, you might peek out the other side, but that's okay.
Yep. This doesn't look like it's thrown very hard. Like it's just a normalish weight. Lots of rotation. Big choice here. Can't get rid of all the guards. I think the more ice you take, the more it might actually finish here in this spot. See as the game progresses. So it's a little tight here.
I think it is smart to go this way just because there's more coverage.
Yeah.
But you're right, it'll be interesting to see how the finish is here, considering that we saw a couple not finished, but a couple really cut hard.
Yeah, it's once it gets to that center line, it'll really go. They're working it hard. Taking it as far back as they possibly can. Didn't quite bury. Half open, decision. Playing knee weight, which looks like it's, I think knee weight is probably board, and then they switched it to back line.
Yeah,
Just enough to get it out.
Weight, your shooter will stick around, so that's good.
Just enough to get this rock out of the rings is what they're going for here. They don't have hammers, so they have to be a little cautious about these guards. That's a good looking, that's a good shot. That's a good curling shot. It's going to force this out turn around. Or they might play this wide in turn. Content, looks like she's thinking about the wide in turn. Puck is totally buried. Playing this out turn.
It'll be interesting to see a draw from this side. See if it's similar in terms of the curl.
Yeah, I was thinking middle of the 8. So this is probably, this is good. Lots of rotation. I think they're on it a little bit for weight. It's coming in there quite nicely. It's a good shot.
Really good shot. It forces them to think, like, do you freeze that or do you try to tap it a little bit if you can get to nose? I think they're going for the freeze, hey?
Yeah, they're going for the freeze. They never even thought about running the tight guard back. It just means...
Yeah, I wouldn't run that guard back either in the first end.
Gotcha. I think I would.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you run the guard back. The worst case scenario is you drop a deuce. You play this shot and you bring 3 into play. Like if you ever just tick it and roll open, and then they hit and roll behind the other guard, now all of a sudden you bring 3 into play. But if you whack that guard and try to run it back and you miss it, you're never dropping 3. I know that's like really cautious to think about, but it's sometimes in the first end playing a shot like this just brings a lot of risk into play.
Some great sweep in here. Okay.
That's not bad.
A little bit higher than what she would.
Yeah, a little bit higher, but the big question is, where do you go now to sit 2?
Exactly. I mean, neither path is really natural.
Yeah, I mean, you come around this one and try to just if you can just get by the guard and go like just bite the forefoot, because there's no freeze to the shot rock with the out turn. So you force a freeze with this in turn, and you could end up with a shot for 3. There's a couple of options. You can still play the thin half a rock double off of your own yellow onto their red. So you just, like here in this situation, even if you outcounted the back one, you could put some pressure on them. Just sat third shot. What you don't want to do is sit in the open here and give up and leave a double.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, they got just by the guard. That's beautiful. Whoa, stop sweeping it. That's a perfect shot.
Even. That's amazing.
I would have liked it just a smidge higher. Once it was buried, it didn't have to be right there. If it's half a rock higher, it's hard to get shot rock and freeze onto it. now that it's now that it's where it is, like you can get shot rock on the end. Well, it's tougher to, you can't get shot rock. You can get second shot rock. But if it's half a rock higher, it's almost impossible to get second shot. Now there's a chance at second shot. It's tough, but there's a chance. This is basically the scenario I was painting, Sarah, when they didn't run the guard back and they played the freeze. You bring 3 into play by not running that guard back. Got a big shot here to try to freeze to sit second shot. It's a lot of rotation. It's got a lot of room. Not curling like that could mean that it's heavy. Gonna try to carve it in there at the end. Bounce off a little bit.
Wow.
Gonna leave a shot for 3. It's a testy little one, but it's all you got to do is bounce this out of the 4-foot and you get 3. Big conversation here, Sarah.
Right at the start. Oh, go ahead.
The big conversation here, Sarah, is what kind of weight do you like?
Personally, I think I'd go like a really soft hit with it, like that, maybe forward.
Yeah.
Maybe that. Just in case, like, I'm thinking board, because if you touch that yellow, you still want the red to come out.
Yep. Yeah, 3/4 with board, you probably get your 3.
Yeah. I
Nose
don't know
with
if I'd
nose
go
with
much
hack,
more
and you're
than
good.
this thing.
Yeah. You want to kind of give it to your sweepers. This is a big chance right here to jump out at a 3. Good release.
Sweepers are on it right away.
Sweepers are on it right away. They really got to go. Oh, it's a beauty.
Wow.
What a 3-ender. A 3-ender to start the first end of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. We'll be right back after these messages.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
And welcome back to Draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. Brought to you by Curling Stadium. We have Fujisawa versus Kanai, and this is the second end. Kanai jumped off to a 3-0 lead, Sarah, to start that in the first end.
Yeah, with some really fantastic shots made in the first end. It almost looked like a 7th or 8th end, the way it was played out. And here we are with Fujisawa's first stone.
Just stopped for a guard. Not sure that Kanai wanted that so high, but since it's high, it's kind of forced him to think about a real tight center. So what they like this rock to be is just in front of the rings. Sweep it to just being almost a biter.
Yeah, and the way it's curling, I mean, if you can get this just to a biter, your next shot you might be able to wrap one around and sit top 4 and just kind of stack them up that way.
Well, that's what I think Fujisawa might do. She's either gonna come around her own corner here. Her shots are come around her own corner, throw another corner, or come around this whole thing. And since that rock is top 8 foot, it's very enticing to, like, just biting the top 8 foot. It's very enticing to just come around the whole thing. That guard being higher than they wanted. She's gonna play the hit and roll. It's got half a rock. Little board waiter here and hit and roll over. Nice, just soft weight.
Yeah, as long as you can keep your shooter on the shot, it's pretty good. I mean, you've got a corner guard then, and you've got one on the wings in the house.
Yeah, it just pulls all the play from this center. The supers are on it right away. This is dangerous.
They're such good sweepers.
Yeah, this is all over the guard.
And the guard goes back because he can't peel yet.
Oh, she just broke her broom trying to move the rock back. Having a good laugh. It was actually over a little bit farther to the right. There you go. Might have still been over a little bit farther to the right, but that's okay. Now where do you go, Sarah?
I think you can just like come right around and sit top 4. If it was me, that's what I would try. What would you try?
That's what she's saying. Yeah, I don't like throwing another guard here. I think the risk of another guard is you just give them guards and they're just gonna suck around the whole thing. Like if you throw a tight center guard, you're just guarding, you're just giving them another guard. So I would seriously consider coming around that. I don't like that shot that she's saying. I like that shot. So
I agree. And I mean, you're up 3 in the playing the second end. So, I think they've all decided that in is where they're going.
yeah, you're looking at it. You're looking to try to force, but you're also in the back of your head thinking, if we could steal one here, we're just gonna take a stranglehold over this game and really put some pressure on. And they just got a nice miss. It's looking pretty good. Line looks great. Switch and just finish. Just maybe
just a little bit deep.
That's not bad. There's room for 2. They swept it to a good spot to make room for 2. So there's room for lots there. If Fujisawa is just hitting this top one, again, just a rock ago, she could see about half of it, and now she can only see a little bit of it. The rock wasn't quite put back to the exact same spot. I think this is going to be even quieter weight. This is more like like a back 12 on its own weight.
Yeah, there's a little pop in that release, but the sweepers are on it. And it's
Just cracking the guard again.
just ticked that guard.
It was great. They're just not taking enough ice in that spot right now. This is starting to look a little. So we're in the same scenario here too, because you're gonna throw a guard and you're gonna kind of stagger it. They're playing the either or. They're playing draw the button or short.
I think I'd come in again.
Yeah, I would too. The draw the button or short are two entirely different shots. So it's not an either or situation. You either throw one or you throw the other. I suspect you won't see this be heavy.
No, I agree.
Hands up saying that the weight is pretty good.
Sweep
Maybe
it
a little
down
heavy.
just to make sure that the path is clear for sweepers now.
They settled on a guard, Sarah. I don't love the guard.
Yeah, I feel like if you weren't up by 3, maybe, but you're up by 3.
Yeah.
I would personally just kind of keep throwing them in there, but it does force red to have to peel. So
I'm not sure that they have to peel. They're certainly deciding to peel, but you know the situation isn't that bad for them. But they've decided to peel, and maybe Kanai knew that. They're both from the same. I assume that they're from the same. They're from the pretty close to the same place. They probably played each other a bunch of times. Anyway.
yeah, I think here replacing that guard, I mean, now that you know that they're peeling, then go ahead and replace it.
Yeah, I think it's getting farther.
To your opponent.
Yeah, no, I think it's getting far enough into the end too now. We're on thirds first. I still like coming around. This is really out there. This is wide out there. They're trying to really carve it, make it curl. Just get it to the center line. It's probably good if they can just keep going and get it to the center line. It's not bad. I think they took away the hole. I don't know that hole is there. I think that's a really good spot, actually.
Yeah, and it makes that draw hard too.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're not seeing them throw a come around here. The situation isn't that bad for them. Rock is behind the tee line, and the other one is just fighting the top 8. Well, they might get rid of a bunch here. There you go. That's a little nicer.
Shot.
I think you just come around this and go top 4, buried behind your own guard. I'm not sure that the guard is a shot, but you know what? Fujisawa is going to hit it, it sounds like. So maybe it isn't a bad shot. I think you want to go really, really tight. You don't want to give them a chance to hit and roll on. I know they're probably gonna throw it a million miles an hour, but it might. I don't want them to get a sneaky deuce out of this.
Yeah, but maybe she's thinking if it's tight, then she can also use it to run in if Fujisawa does do that.
Yeah, if he does draw.
Yeah.
I just like going in then.
I agree, like beat them to it with the draw.
Yeah.
But we're seeing
It's like they're
some
going.
sweeping here.
Now we're going in. We're going in probably with the out turn here.
Yeah, they've just seen a bunch of guards go down that path. Oh, switching sides, waiting turn.
That's just it. That's really just comes down to the thrower's preference. It's always nice to go around guards that are staggered like that because you're like, I just get by the top one, and I just get by the back one, and I'm buried.
Exactly.
It feels like you're going around a lot more guards when you go this way compared to the other way when you're just going around the tight guard. So it feels like a better call. It doesn't really matter. It varies both ways here. Lots of rotation. They're on and off it. Here we go to try to. Gotta sweep it to stop it from curling. It just went sideways. It's a great shot.
Wow.
Came out the other side a little bit.
I can't believe that. I mean, there was lots of rotation, there was really good sweeping, and it still curled past those guards.
Yeah.
That's some great ice there.
Yeah, it is some great ice. I think you'll see here again, just come down and corner freeze onto it. Really, really shrink the rings. You still could get two by playing that even wider in turn. This is a good chance for Fujisawa to get a deuce or possibly even a 3 back. What you don't want to do here, Sarah, is bounce off. Just rub it, bounce into the open.
Yeah. And you certainly don't want to play with the guards too much.
No, this looks pretty good. It's got to go. Okay.
You know what? That works.
Yeah.
It forces them one way of play.
I think you could still play this out turn and just come around that rock that they just threw. But I think you'll see them throw this in turn because that's what they played before. So I still think that the out turn is a possibility. It's taking a lot more ice for this shot than the last one. Magic of YouTube is that I could go back and look and see where her room was. Yeah, Brim was middle of the 12.
Discussion here to see exactly where they want to place this. It's pretty important rock because it sets you up for 2 or 3 if you can get it in a really, really good spot.
Yeah, I think part of their conversation too was where do we put it so she doesn't have the yellow run that she just threw, right? She doesn't have that. And also, can we put it in a spot where if she freezes to the back yellow, we're still second shot? So I think that's a big conversation that they had. They're going to try to go edge of the button here. Almost where her broom is right now, but a little bit higher is what they're looking for. So you need a wider line. The problem is the more ice you take, the more it curls. So this is just going sideways.
Wow.
They're going to have a chance at this red double if they want. There's some risk to it, but there's a big reward.
They can look at the scoreboard right now too and say, hey, we're up 3.
Yeah,
We did this outturn. As you were mentioning, the outturn is still there.
Yeah, I think you could play the outturn draw to the top button and say your shot. You could also just throw a... They're going to contemplate this hit. It looks like they're going to guard the tap. That's an interesting shot.
Yeah.
I'm actually that is not an advice to guard the tap, so I am not entirely sure what they're playing, Sarah.
Do you think playing something on their top yellow guard, where they just kind of like tap? It looks like enough ice to play something there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like just kind of split the top guard. I like that. I didn't see them say anything about anything.
I didn't see anything either.
So they did have a conversation at the hotline that obviously we weren't privy to. But this is not guard the tap ice. Let's see what happens.
Unless it's guard the outturn draw ice.
Right. So she's playing, but that's still probably too much ice for that then. I think they're trying to do something on the tap, on that guard, like just kind of split it. To try to take away both the draw. It's pretty close to taking away the draw and the tap. This is a nice try. That's what they were playing, Sarah.
Look at us. Fantastic shot speculators.
Yeah. I mean, they just put down the broom and then you kind of guess what they could possibly be doing. She tightened up the ice too. It didn't need to. If she had have just kept the original ice, it probably makes a perfect shot. It just has to roll 3 more inches. And it would have still choked off that outturn and choked off the tap. Good try. I still would have probably considered just the outturn draw myself and get in there first. But it was nice. There's no gimme to this, because if you come down to your own, you're not second shot. So you actually have to tap this cold to the forefoot.
Yeah, you have to get pretty close to the nose of this one.
Might have been easier to tap the other outside one. Just because at least you could have come down to the back one. This has to curl. Oof. Great try.
That was really, really close.
If it actually ticks that red, they might have actually given up another steal. But, well, here we are at the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major, and we'll be back right after these messages.
What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening? Or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
And welcome back to Draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Mass Major. Thank you to Hack2House for sponsoring this, and thank you to Curling Stadium for bringing you this C qualifier game from Beaumont, Alberta. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm joined here by Sarah Hogue. Sarah, hi.
Hello, hello. We're coming on the third end here. First end, there was a big count of 3 for yellow. Second end, a count of 1 for red. So it's a pretty good game. Lots of rocks been in play.
Lots of rocks. I think it's the really interesting part about this is that Kanai likes rocks in play, and Fujisawa likes to peel. And that's what we've seen in the first 2 ends. But this end, Fujisawa is going to have to keep rocks in play. It's the roles are reversed a little bit here. So we'll see how that end generates and develops. A couple of center guards. And she's coming around right away. Well, that's basically on script for the way they've been playing. They come around everything.
Yeah, we watched them this afternoon against Marks, and some really good draws were made. And we've seen, the first 2 ends here, lots of draws, which is great to see.
There were a couple of shots in the earlier game today that I thought could be a little bit more appealing. Haha, that's a dad joke, Sarah.
Well, the sweepers on this. We've seen lots of curling this game, which is great.
Oh yeah, it goes like crazy. I'm still sitting here convinced that it's kind of a little bit of a dish, meaning that the edges are just a little bit higher than the middle, so it's going to go to the middle like crazy. And when it's a dish like this, Sarah, you know this, the more ice you take, the more momentum the rock gets to come to the center line. So we're seeing them take like edge of the button to just to just go to the other edge of the button. But to get to the button, you take an outside middle of the 12. And if you took a little bit more, you might actually get a little bit more hook.
Yeah, and I mean, both these teams throw quite a bit of rotation. So that's going to try to keep the rock as straight as possible, but we're seeing them sweep for both weight and to avoid the curl.
This looks like a good one.
That's good.
Now we're gonna see some peeling. I don't think there's an alternative. So I think you're gonna see them. Question is, how many can they get rid of?
With their yellow just tight to the rings there, I'm wondering how they're going to be able to maneuver this to get as many rocks as possible going without that red kind of like jamming on the back side of the...
Yeah, and just kind of staying there.
Yeah.
I think I'd be playing this peel the other way because you want to hit it on the other side of this. I don't think you want to hit it on this side. Let's see what happens though. It's going to go into that. Okay. Changes the angle a little bit. I wonder if if you hit that outside red now, it goes onto the yellow, which goes onto the red. Probably not, but it's close.
Yeah. You can't really see how they're lined up.
No, you can't really see.
And now that they're closer together, I mean, a double peel is a little bit easier.
I think it's a little bit easier, but the bad news is that they're coming in top 4 here.
Yeah.
So you're double peeling and you're not touching anything yet. So you're a couple of rocks away from getting rid of this rock. The key to this shot is really just try not to bounce. You can go back 4 foot here. It's not bad.
This looks a little heavy.
It does look a little heavy. It's not curling at all, so it leads you to believe it's a bit heavy. Not bad. Yeah, I think you peel these. That rock doesn't really hurt you. It helps you a little. Helps you a little bit for a bailout later because a freeze to it would be shot. So I think you just kind of rip these. Let's see what the angles are like, Sarah.
Yeah, there's lots of granite to move, so...
Half a rock on the outside here. Oh, it ticked it. It got that one moving in a little bit. Got that rock moving. It's much nicer. It's a much nicer house now.
Absolutely. Even though there's 3 red in the house, it definitely doesn't look as scary as it was before.
Yeah, Fujisawa's got to throw a guard on this because you can't just leave that yellow-red combination. So you're gonna see a guard. They are sitting 3, which is good news for them. I think you'll see a guard here. I'd like to see Kanai walk up and just peel it, but knowing what we've seen from her, she might actually go to the back one.
Trying this draw again here, but it seems to be... Oh, now it's curling.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to throw a guard on the yellow one here. A little tighter than they wanted, but it's not bad. No, I take it all back. I'm a little bit laggy. That is not in a great spot.
Sorry.
That is not in a great spot. I think if you nose hit this, the
Yellow
red,
goes red.
I think yellow might go to red with a nose hit.
Yeah. I agree. Even if you hit just a little bit off,
Yeah.
the red still doesn't spill out.
Yeah. I think this is a good chance to get out of this end right here. You're still going to leave your shooter sitting right there. I think I would err on the side of like a nose hit and or a little bit to the left. I would be playing an intern at this.
Yeah, I really wish we could see it right from above because I don't know.
They don't love it as much as I seem to. So maybe it's not as set up as we think it is. I mean, that yellow rock is far away from the red rock. Red rock is almost fully in the 8 foot and the yellow rock is just a biter. That said, it looks like it would end up fine for them.
I wonder if they're looking at just pumping the yellow one back.
They are looking at just doing that as well. It looks like they're back to playing this red, possibly back to playing this red guard. Yeah, I think if you just hit this a little bit high side, Sarah, I think good things can happen. You're going to lose the one you hit. You're going to roll over a little bit for going to roll over and open up the forefoot for yourself. Worst case scenario, get rid of these 2 guards, and they're just sitting a rock top 8 and a back 4, and they've got to decide whether to throw a guard or not. So even if this doesn't get the back one, it's got to come up just a little bit more. Well, it's not bad. So even if it doesn't get that back one, they're still in good shape here, because Fujisawa's probably got to throw a guard. There's no real good spot to go other than guard, right? So now all of a sudden, now you can play freeze.
Freeze kind of scares me though.
A little bit. If they make this perfect guard though, and you're either playing a run back, or you're playing like you're peeling run back, or freeze are your options, right? And if you make the run back great, perfect, they are going to, like, if you make the run back, you're probably going to keep your shooter in play somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, could you throw like pretty big weight at those 2 red that are kind of frozen and roll over? You're going to be behind
Possibly.
T. You're probably only going to be second shot.
Yeah.
But you're getting rid of red.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about those right now. I don't think I would be as worried about those. I think your shots here, Sarah, like you have hammer, right? So your shots here, you could run the guard into those 2. You could try this double peel, or you could freeze to the back one. You freeze to the back one, and there's lots of room there to get a couple of rocks in. You're still not in the forefoot. You're still not really in trouble if you make the freeze. Like even if you come T-line, half buried there, I think you're gonna be forced here.
Right.
So the question is, do you peel the guard one more time, hoping they throw one more guard, or do you just go now?
Looks like they're calling for that top 4.
I think I like this a lot. I recognize that like the run is rough. It's possible. Looks like she's playing it with a little bit. I think she's playing it with weight, which is interesting. So like backline weight, try to get rid of it. Maybe they feel like if they try to take enough ice, it'll just curl too much. It's hard to get the freeze to there. But they could also just play the intern. Curl so much.
This is looking really good.
It's going in there pretty nice. I just froze and then it's a decent enough shot. Force is the same kind of idea because I don't think they can get inside, so Fujisawa is going to actually play the straight draw here. So she's taking a lot more ice. Just put her broom on the tee line, which you always do when you're throwing a draw. And she is...
I think she's just shrinking the scoring zone, okay?
Yep, just freeze to it, shrink the scoring zone. It's going to give the intern draw to the forefoot is all there too, right? You put... If Fujisawa puts this in freezes and Kanai just then plays the intern to the top button, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to stop her from scoring. I think this is an okay end for the team with hammer right now. There's not a lot of stress, even though there's a lot of red rocks in the rings. I think they're going for weight. The line looks like it's got tons, so they must be going for weight. Oh, it just rubbed. Here I am saying that the line has tons, and it rubs.
So I think that intern draw, hey?
Yeah, it is probably the shot. The real danger of that intern draw is that if you put it like T-line, just T-line on the button and biting the center line, you might actually set up like this run back. You might actually set up like a run back that could double out the 2 yellows.
Yeah. You almost have to try to wrap it like just behind that, like half over the center line.
Well, they're the thing is they're worried. Fujisawa can hit, so they're worried about her ability to just make this run. Where do you put it in a spot where there's just no runs? I'm coming over to your thinking of that little hit and roll to the back 8-foot off the outside ones.
Yeah, like that. You hit those 2 and you roll.
Yeah.
Now,
You just have to be full 8-foot. Be full 8-foot in your shot.
Yeah.
It would be great to be sitting 2 right now after you throw here and not going to the button. That would be the ideal situation. How can you sit 2 without going to the button?
Because let's say you do that and Fujisawa draws into the 4-foot, you still probably have a double on
You might,
the red.
Yep, on the outside
like
red.
that top red.
Yep. So they're worried. They're worried enough about. It looks like they're playing this intern. That looks like they're playing this intern draw to the top button. So they talked a lot about it. Doesn't have to be top button. It can be. This can be full 8. Just a corner wrapped around. No, that's probably not a good spot. You might set up the slash double. This has got to be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm thinking it has to just be half over that center line.
Yeah.
Like, just enough that there's not a double, but just enough that there's not a tap double.
So it just has to be perfect, Sarah. That's what you're saying.
Okay, that's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. It's not much to ask for, really. Just a rock, full 4-foot, half buried behind a rock that's top 8-foot. Don't want to pull the string here. Okay, well, I mean, the good news is that you took away the intern draw. Well, yeah. So now they're gonna play this. She's gonna play this run. The thing is, it is missable. If you hit half a rock, you're gonna miss the back one, and you're gonna open up this outturn side for a draw for 2. So you could play it with tap weight. It's really, really tempting, Sarah, to try to kill that yellow rock.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the tempting thing. I want to hit this just on the high side a little bit, jam it into that yellow. If it jams on the back one, fine. But I want it to leave the rings. So like they really wanted to leave the rings so that you're shooting against 5, maybe 6. Shooting against 6 is good. Just choked off the intern draw. But the really, I think the better shot here would be to just try to tap it to sit. To sit shot. I think this comes with risk. Let's see. Looks pretty far out there. It's got to do a lot of curling. It's really trying to come over. Oh, it just missed. That was the danger. That was the danger. You both open up the outturn side. If she didn't throw that rock, it was going to be hard to get to. If you throw that rock and miss it that way, it just make it a lot easier to get to. I'm not saying she shouldn't have thrown that rock. I'm just saying that you just don't want to miss it on the outside like that. You want to, and so with like a top weight, you can control a little bit more. You can control your own outcome. Dropping 1 here wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. Dropping 2 is pretty bad. Let's see if she can make it. They just took a little bit more ice. You can come down to your back one and be shot, obviously. Just make sure you get it out there. Nice pop release. Give it to your sweepers. Seemed like a good release. Here we go. Last rock. The third end. Looks heavy. Oh, good shot. Nice draw for 2 by Asuka Kanai in the third end of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. We're going to see some rocks in play next end when we come back right after these messages.
See you soon.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
And we're back to draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. This is the C qualifier game The winner plays tomorrow. The loser doesn't play tomorrow. It is 5-1. We got ourselves a really good game in the fourth end here. My name is Matt Hames, and I'm joined by Sarah Hope. Sarah, hi.
Hello, hello. Yes, as you were saying earlier today, tomorrow is the money game, correct?
Yep, that is correct, yeah. You call it a qualifier because if you qualify for the quarterfinals, everyone gets paid. Win or lose, you get paid. Win and you get paid more because you could eventually win the bonds. We get these nice curling purses thanks to sponsors like Hack2House. Who, did you know this, Sarah? At Hack2House, you can get curling socks.
I think that is so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a great team gift.
They're socks with curling rocks on them and curling brooms on them. I mean, go check it out at Hack2House.com and take a look at all the different apparel. If you need a new broom, they're also good. Curling surprise, but also they sell curling socks, which is awesome.
So we're seeing here that it's a 5-1 lead, with Fujisawa throwing red stones and Kanai throwing yellow stones. Right now, we've got 2 yellows close to the center. We've got 2 reds on the corner.
Yeah, the Fujisawa team went with double corners. Sometimes you see that. You see double corners or, corner on one side, corner on the other side. That what the players, and you're probably finding this out too, Sarah, is that sometimes those 2 corners end up choking off your draw to the button. So you want to leave one side open in case you have to kind of bail. They're going to go pretty hard.
I agree. Personally, I like 2 corners stacked on the same side.
Yeah.
Those 2 corners, one on each side, with that opposition putting something in the center, you're really, really pigeonholed to what you can do.
Yeah.
Kanai coming into the center again, a little bit higher this time.
I don't think they wanted that necessarily to be that high. I think they wanted that to be in, but it was just a little light, and so they just stopped. They swept it early from her hand and then just decided to let it sit. Fujisawa debating how to hit these, going for the rock that really matters, that middle one, trying to run it back on the back one and hold your shooter as another corner guard.
Tough shot here, but if she can make it, this will be fantastic.
Yeah, I think the key is to hold your guard, just to hold your rock there. Just get it out of the way. That's a good result. I still think you're gonna see, I think you're gonna see them come around top 4 foot, but now they're throwing their rock back in there, which is always nicer. So now you can start to think about trying to stick it. And the angle sets up pretty nicely here too.
Coming right around again. I like this. Just keep playing in to the center, and then you're up by 4.
I don't think that there's too many. I don't think there's too many things that can peel right now anyway. So just, and we watched them this afternoon. There were some times where they had rocks that they could have peeled, and they chose to play this. So in an instance where they don't really have rocks they can peel, they're coming. That's an interesting spot right there, because now it's a little tougher to run that guard in, but you're gonna try it, run the guard in, and maybe the guard comes off that yellow and goes behind the corners.
Yeah, I mean, There's a couple ways that you can hit this red one. You can hit it straight at an angle, or you could hit it almost just off nose.
Yeah, I
Depends if
think
you're-
I think they're gonna play just off nose and try to roll it
Yeah.
over and guard it. Then it becomes a weight call. What kind of weight? It looks like they're throwing it pretty hard. Take a negative ice. Just curled a little bit too much on it.
You did keep their shooter as a nice
Yeah,
guard, so that's good.
I think they're building up something here. I think there's a little bit of trickery going on here. That's a really high guard, and if you can come around this and over bend and actually be open on the outturn side, leaving like a hit and roll behind a wall of red rocks. The danger here, Sarah, is over curling. Well, the good news is they're not in danger of over curling. Not yet, they're not. It's a good spot. We're making lots of shots. Couldn't have walked that down to a better spot.
You're gonna see Fujisawa come to it.
Yeah, just a backline weight, just to kind of punch it. You could play it with the outturn, you know? Like, I know it looks crazy, but you could play it with the outturn, hit a quarter of it, roll behind that mess, just push it out of the way with the same weight.
Yeah, I mean, this ice is so curly that I think you could do that either way. This way, you're a little bit outside that you're probably going on top of the yellow.
Maybe.
Or I guess in line with the yellow.
Yeah, in line with the yellow, but it's still just pretty easy to pick it out. Not a bad shot.
Yeah, good shot there. I think they can probably still see about a quarter of that red.
Yeah, I think probably from the hack a good almost half, a good third of it. They're shot, so they're contemplating just playing a freeze or a guard on this. It's really interesting. I mean, if you could walk it down and corner freeze on that red one and guard half of your rock, sure. You could also just pick this out, or just hit half a rock.
Yeah, I'm thinking like board, you'll definitely get half a rock.
Yeah. You don't even have to keep your shooter, Sarah. It doesn't advantage you in any way to hold on to your shooter necessarily here. So you could, but you don't gain any advantage. If you hit and rolled out, they might try a big hit and roll off the back yellow behind all their mess over there. And then you've still, like, you could either follow it down, run the guard back, or play this intern come around again. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever throw a guard here. The line is good. Looks a little heavy. Just a little heavy. If that gets that corner freeze, well, they could have swept it for the corner freeze. It's a good result. That was a tough shot to throw because there's a lot of guessing as to what the speed was going to be like out there.
Yeah, and you know what? It really is kind of a rock that's in the way of Fujisawa now.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try to run this double. The good news is you could actually hit 3/4 on the inside, roll all the way over behind your things, and maybe get the back one. And even if you don't get the back one, though, on this particular rock, you're still going to have like a second and third shot, which starts to get... The key to this whole shot here is hold your shooter. Cross it a little bit and roll behind that mess that you've made out in front. That's what you really want to do. If you get the back one, great. If you don't get the back one, it's no big deal. And that's exactly what she did. Oh, I didn't quite roll far enough. That's a shame. It's right in between. It's a teaser though, Sarah. You could hit it. You could just kind of go through this port and hit it on the nose. Or you could throw the same shot.
I don't know what to say here. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they play this.
Yeah, you don't really want to nose hit, but it's not the worst thing in the world if you nose hit. What they'd love to do is cross it just a little bit and roll back on top of that other red. That would be the most ideal thing. A bad situation would be rolling dead, rolling just like a half a rock. Would probably not be great because then you're going to stagger everything. Fujisawa is going to play a hit and roll on that back yellow one. And you could be in for dropping some points here. Best shot would be a hit and roll back over to where you were. Going for line. Oh, looks good. It's got to curl just a little bit more. Okay, dead nose. Just a quiet wait here. Hit and try to flop. You don't even have to lose the back one. You got to get it out of the 8-foot. Looks like she's playing it with the weight to lose it. But you could think about playing this with a little bit less weight and just kind of like chopping off it and tapping it back a foot.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like with this one here, your big goal is to have 2 in the rings behind cover.
Yeah.
So however you need to do that, I think this is a positive. So throwing big weight, you really don't have to.
It's a real chance for 3 here. It's a real chance to put some pressure on by getting inside here. Oh. Just tick the top one. So who is shot? And here's the second question. Do you play the same shot you just did, a bit less weight, and try to just like, or do you just play this wide intern? So you play the wide intern or the exact same shot you just did, a little bit less weight, try to cross it a hair and just run it back onto their red. Probably dumb. You probably play this wide intern. Just go top 4.
Yeah, top 4, and I mean, you're looking pretty good. You're sitting 1 and 3. I guess 1,
Yep.
3, and 4.
Yeah. You might even be, you think definitely red is his shot? I think so too. It's hard to tell.
I think they had a shot, but I was wrong last game, so I probably shouldn't speculate too much here.
That's okay. You never know really where the cameras are, so it's not a perfect science anyway. Just guess. I think it's red, personally. I think you can wrap this around and sit. I think you can over-bury this and be actually buried almost behind that yellow rock. Last rock here in the fourth end for Kanai. Leading 5-1 in the C qualifiers of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. And they're on it and off it. Must like the weight. Needs to curl. Oh, that's a good finish. Now they're taking a good hard look to see the question that they're trying to find out. If they just actually don't sweep that a little bit more, Sarah, just imagine that rock is up another inch. There is no way that you can get to and take it out. Now, because it came in just that extra inch, they might actually be able to get right on the nose of this and get 2. The guard is high enough.
I agree, the guard is quite high. I think you can almost just pretend that the guard's not there.
Yeah, it's just a nose hit with board, a little bit quieter board. Just got to make this nose hit. The last one curled like crazy on him. So, you know, it clipped a guard that wasn't. You're taking a lot less ice here. It's a different shot. But they know it's going to curl. So here we go. Last rock of the fourth end. Big shot for 2. Very, very tough. Got to hit it right on the nose. Can't afford to roll off in any way. Zupas are on it right away. It was close. It's by the guard.
It's gonna be really good.
Looks like a deuce.
Great shot.
All right, well, that was a fun end. We will be back to the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major right after these messages.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening? Or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
Welcome back to the fourth end break of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. We're just taking a little break here. Teams are catching their breath. I don't know about you, Sarah. I'm catching my breath.
Yeah, it's been a really good game so far. I mean, it's half over, and we're looking at 5-3 for Kanai. Fujisawa made a great shot in that last end to introduce. So, yeah, that's a good shot making.
What's really interesting is that she just missed her first one, tapped the rock though to be shot, which is really just so her weight was good enough that they tapped it to be shot. And then the Kanai team pounded her last one to just the top button for just to be in enough space for Fujisawa to be able to come down and hit on the nose and get two. So we were talking in the commercial break, like if that rock is up 2 inches, it solves everything. It's a shot rock, and it ends up forcing Fujisawa to one because she can't hit it and outcount the back one. So that was a team communication thing that had they realized that if that rock is just another 2 inches up, they never give up. Just another inch up, maybe even a half inch. Like it was just enough for Fujisawa to get a deuce.
So it's going to go up to the center here.
So how hard is it you're playing, you play competitively with this new draw to the center line. How often does that happen in your games? It's fairly often?
The replacement of the rock?
Just if you're on the center line, you can't tick it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many times where you think, okay, we'll throw the tick, and then you realize, no, we can't.
Yeah.
But playing with it last year, I think now it's just kind of a second nature thing. That now you just know that you can't do that. We are seeing sometimes on like really slimy ice, teams, will accidentally touch that rock. It still goes back. Even if that's not what you called it, still goes back.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, you know what? I feel like it brings in the seconds a lot more to be throwing 2 different weights.
Right.
Like your first stone might be a soft weight, your second one be a heavy, or vice versa. So no, I think it's bringing more variety to different positions. I do know there's a lot of leads who are sad they can't throw those ticks anymore, though.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I think it forced this call, right? So Fujisawa puts it up and it's biting the center line. So the risk of kind of going around this is that you tick it. So they just kind of go open side. Now that's also because they're up 2 width, but it's also like not a bad idea to go open side and not risk ticking the guard and having it all be replaced.
Right. And I think too, it's really made the game evolve a little bit in how those first couple shots aren't just second nature anymore.
And you really got to make sure that you ice for this, right? So you got to make sure you take aggressive ice on this outside to make sure that you don't take the guard.
Right.
Make sure you pop it. Make sure you take aggressive ice. And as a curling bonspiel goes along and it starts to be like a little bit more dished because of the scraping, it makes this a lot tougher of a shot. It's a good It's a good execution though, right there. Just a smidge deep, but completely buried, top, back, just right on the tee line. You see Fujisawa freeze down to this, and then I think you're going to see some peeling. But maybe not. It's not an easy peel to get those two reds out with the yellow rocks that are back there.
No, you're exactly right. And I think it also depends on the team.
Well, this isn't curling. This isn't curling, which leads me to believe it looks like it's heavy. It's not moving like it should if it was light. Well, that takes the pressure off. We'll bite her out on the outside though. Now you could just rip one guard. You don't have to try to double peel. Just get rid of one. She's
Four-plated draw. She's looking
or just, why would you peel? Honestly, she did talk about the possibility of peeling, but then I think maybe she said, yeah, but if we peel this, it might jam, so why don't we just go? I mean, it's okay. Put this in, the team likes it.
I mean, you make this relaying 3, 2 of them behind cover, and you're still up 2. Very interesting.
It's there's the problem. You're exactly right. The problem is that they get to throw 5 more times.
Oh, this was also deep. I wonder if that's a quick spot.
Yeah. They're guarding. As she's throwing that, she's thinking in her head, I cannot be light here. I cannot be light here. Whereas now we switch over to Fujisawa, and she should be saying in her head, it can't be heavy. It can't be heavy. Rock's in front of the rings are our friends right now. So you sit in the hack and you think about what I can't do sometimes. Look like
that's where their sports psychology side comes into it.
Yeah.
Good shot here.
Well, yeah, there's 2 ways to play curling, right? You play to win or you play to not lose. And when you start thinking about what I can't do, you're playing to not lose. When you think about what you're going to do, you play to win. And, you know, these ladies it's Sunday night and they're in the C final. So they've already lost 2. Gotta bounce back. It's a good peel. I'd like to see that one shot before. You find yourself a lot of times, Sarah, getting into a situation where it's like, well, let's peel. Nah, let's come around. And then you kind of just miss the come around, and then they make a nice freeze, and then you're like, okay, we should really peel now. And really,
yeah.
But what it comes down to is you probably should have peeled that first time when you thought, maybe we should peel. And you get yourself into this pickle. They're going to try to freeze right on top of this again. Stack some rocks. This is thirds first. So if they can get right on top of this, you're still going to want to peel. You're definitely going to want to peel. It's a good shot.
It's a really good shot.
Might have overcooked just a little bit, but it's not bad.
I mean, it's almost tempting to try to just absolutely blast everything in the center.
Yeah, it's tempting. You're currently up to width, so that could go horribly wrong for you if you run it straight back.
Yeah.
So what you might want to do, you might want to peel and make them throw a guard here. They're going to throw a guard. And then take an easier shot for you. Just get rid of this rock. Make them make a really precise shot. And then if they make a really precise shot, think about doing it on the next rock. So now they have to decide. They're going to throw a guard. Fujisawa is going to guard this. Shot rock is still yellow, so there is a desire here to get in. They're talking about the possibilities for when they are maybe eventually going to hit, but they got to make a guard here, halfway, guarding the top red perfectly. Let's see what happens here. Here's the guard. Run for line early.
You know, it's really important on this one.
Yeah. Like it needed to curl. Maybe it's gonna just hook like crazy. So that's probably a little tighter than they wanted it. Now, Sarah, I'm a little tempted to whack it in there.
Yeah. You're also getting shot still, so it's so tough. Like, do you just wrap one a little bit behind to take that shot away from Fujisawa?
Maybe.
Right there.
I think Fujisawa can come down with this outturn and hit what she can see of that rock that's frozen to the yellow and move them all. So with like a board weight.
But I'm thinking if you come in like a top 12 just to take that away.
What, on the outturn side? Yeah.
On the intern side.
Yeah, like so center line side, top 12, where their top
like where the top
now?
room is. Yeah.
So the problem is they might have this outturn, like she might be able to come down here with board weight and hit that rock that's frozen to the yellow one, because it's just buried, right? So all she's got to do is hit a corner of it. If she hits a corner of it, they could end up sitting too buried behind the two guards, one of them you just threw.
This is almost one of those times where you call that timeout to see what the coach sees from behind the glass.
Yeah, if you don't throw right now, right? So here's the question. If you don't throw right now, what is she playing? What is Fujisawa playing?
Anything on those reds.
Right. Do you think she's running, like she's probably not running the red back, but maybe she is with like just a control weight or a hack weight. She might also play the wide out turn with control weight and just skinny the guard and hit the red yellow. So they're worried about her playing that run back. I'm worried about her playing this out turn. They're trying to come around to take away the run back. Let's see what she does here. It's got a curl. It's got to go for weight, it looks like, too. Just got to get to the center line. A bit more. Didn't quite take it away. So now she's got the run back, and she's also got
run back is trickier now, though.
A little bit, yeah. There's no room for error. But I think if you played it with you could also play the yellow onto the red, the one that she threw, which looks like what they're playing. That's pretty good news for Kanai.
Yeah, it's always nice when the opposition is using your rock.
Yeah. I don't think I would play this. I think I would play. I would play either another corner freeze with the outturn onto that rock. That's like onto the second rock. Or I'd consider just another. I consider coming around this.
Wow, this is
Might be over curling. It's gonna hit the top there.
Okay, now you're Kanai. You're still sitting shot, and you've got
Yeah.
one up there. Do you guard it?
I think you have to. I don't think there's any other shot that you can play. I think you have to guard it and let her run you in again.
I don't know if you can have it where you're guarding, taking away the run back, and making it so that she doesn't have that outturn tap. I think that might be asking too much, but do you see something?
Well, you could leave a little. Yeah, I think she's gonna be able to run back your rock or like whatever your rock that you throw now or the rock that's already there. If you come really tight where she's tapping your broom, you're just gonna make it easier for her to kind of just come in and hit it, but you're hoping for a kind of a blast. I think what they're trying to do is when they were tapping the broom, they were saying, we want to make sure we take away this outturn tap, and we just leave her the exact same shot. So she's going to play this yellow in, but if we put this tight, top 12-ish, then maybe we have a chance to run this in on our last. I think what you don't want to do here is just corner hook around this guard. If you corner hook around this guard, you're going to leave that out turn wide open. And I think that's in Fujisawa's wheelhouse. She can just throw it with any weight because she'll be able to see half of it. Just throw it with almost any weight and get rid of it. I think you really want to guard that the most.
Looks good right now.
Yeah, it's coming in nice. It's gonna be a little deep, but not bad. Just kind of corner frozen onto that one. That's
Pretty good.
That's not bad. That play that one. That takes away the tap. That's what you're asking. Is there a spot where you can take it all away? That's kind of the spot. Red's still gonna be sitting one at the end of this shot, barring a disaster of some sort. Red is gonna be sitting one, maybe two at the end of this shot. But I think you're gonna have a shot because the shooter's probably gonna roll off. So I think you might have a shot. I think the key to this shot, if you're Fujisawa, is you don't have to sit too Sarah. I think what you have to do is keep your shooter there. So figure out how to keep your shooter there. And I think you keep your shooter there by nosing it with a bit of weight.
Yeah. You're gonna have to play that guard tight, but
Yeah, I think that's the
reward.
kind of the least of your worries here. Like I think you're no matter what. It would be really hard for red to not be sitting 1 at the end of this shot. Probably sitting 2 at the end of this shot. The big question is going to be, where does the shooter go and where does this yellow rock that you're raising go? If the shooter rolls off and this yellow rock is sitting right there, you might leave them back. You might leave her back like just a small little run double, because your 2 reds are going to be a little bit staggered, or going to be a little bit grouped, I mean. But if you play this and nose hit it, that yellow that you hit is going to go off, so that's going to be gone. Your shot is going to be there. The top red is going to go out to the outside, but it'll go underneath. It might jam. Could end up 7-3. She's not throwing it hard enough to get that. Okay. Not bad. Not a bad result. That worked out really, really well for her, actually.
Yeah, you're now sitting 2, and it's really tough for Kanai to get both of those.
Well, she's constantly, like, I don't think you can nose hit. I don't think you can nose hit the one that's on the button that gets shot. She thinks she can get inside a little bit there. Then you're coming close to the guard. That is risky. Also, the risk of it is that it doesn't curl and you hit it. It just hangs out a little bit on the outside and jams on the back one. Your shooter's going to roll off and it's a steal of 2. So the one that's on the button is a risky shot to throw. They're really thinking about hitting the other one and rolling inside. Yeah, what do you like here, Sarah?
I think both are tough. If you throw that run, you risk just going yellow, 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 and giving up 2.
Yeah.
If you play the red, you know you're getting 1.
Which red? How do you get 1?
I'm thinking if you come in with the out turn.
Okay, yeah, and just nose hit that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get enough on the inside to be able to tap the backside of the other red and get your 2.
So this is the shot for, this is probably the only shot for 1. The real risk of this is that it brings 2 into play. It brings steal of 2 into play, because if you hit this on the outside, you probably give up 2, and if you tick the guard, you give up 2. Whereas
I think it's
if you just hit the other one, if you hit the other one, you might be able to roll inside, but you definitely don't give up 2. Let's see. This is why they pay the skips the big bucks, right? It's quiet little weight, nose hit. It's got to curl. It's really got to curl. Now they're trying to just hit it on the outside and peel it off. No, they're back to trying to hit it on the nose. That was the danger. Steal of 2.
Steal of 2.
All right, we got a 5-5 tie here. Sarah, you want to sign us out?
You go right on ahead. You've been
All right.
doing great.
We got a 5-5 tie here in draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
And we're back here to draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. After 6 ends, it is tied 5-5. We had a 5-1 lead. Fujisawa has got a deuce and a steal of 2 back, so I think we're in for an interesting 6th end here, Sarah.
I really agree. I think that it's going to be a great last couple of ends, especially with both teams going up close to the house here.
Yeah, we got a repeat of the last end. So Fujisawa throws a tight center. Kanai goes to the wing, back ring. The difference here is that the center is not really, it's not touching the center line. It's not a great center. What the interesting part about this, Sarah, is that Kanai could have actually tried to take that.
They really could have. I mean, it's not touching center, so it's fair game for them.
Yeah, and they've decided to go open side and not tick it. And I'm having flashbacks to the last end where they went open side and because they couldn't tick, and ended up that rock never ended up really being in the play. It's interesting too. Even more interesting to me is that Fujisawa was hitting this open one. So what do you think of that?
It's a really tight game for it to be this open, I think.
Yeah. I think they've both decided that the last 5 ends have been a little bit too intense for a C final, and they've decided to give us all a break and have an easy end. I don't think they're thinking about us, but maybe they should be. We're just gonna go back. We're gonna go back 8-ish, back 12. This looks a little heavy. Has a chance of being. It just needs to be a biter. Oh, that's perfect. Looks like you're gonna see her hit again. And then you might see they're going to try to hit and stay this time. And then you might actually see Kanai walk up and peel that guard. If she doesn't stay. If she does stay, I'm not kidding, Sarah. You might see Kanai freeze to it.
She does like to draw.
She doesn't seem to find getting rid of guards very appealing. Right, let's see. Does she freeze to it? No, she's hitting it. It would not have surprised me if she froze to that. switching turns. Taking lots of ice, so probably just throwing control-ish weight. Sweepers are on it right away. Those sweepers pounding it. Ooh, this might have some contact issues.
This is the first flash we've seen in this game.
Yeah, I think that was just a little bit less weight than expected, and a little tight as well. The sweepers were on it right away. As you throw that little control weight, and you are definitely, your flash is in play with that kind of weight. You throw it kind of hard, it's a little tougher to flash. It's also tougher to stay, but it's tougher to flash. So now we're coming around the center guard. Taking lots of ice. I think they're okay, Sarah, in this instance. I think they're okay with this going behind the tee line.
Yeah, I agree. I think above the tee line is ideal, but they're not.
I think they're actually playing to get this back a little bit farther, to try to entice a draw. Let's see where this ends up. They're pounding it. I think they really want to entice a draw here. We're not going to see a draw, though. We're going to see a peel.
Kind of like we're switching MOs a little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to see a peel here. The ideal situation here is you peel it onto that other red rock to leave your blank in play. So hit half a rock. Oh, that's got to go, doesn't it? Yeah.
Either didn't come up enough or came up too much.
Yeah, I think they were always playing. To try to get that outside red, and then it might have been just a little tight, so they just waited to see if it would come up and get the back one. I think if you ask Fujisawa, she would love a force of money. Just love. She doesn't want a blank. A blank looks like it's getting a lot less probable. But she would love a force of one. So this guard, I think they want this guard tight, Sarah. I think they want it nice and tight.
I agree.
She would be okay. I think they would even be okay at this point with them making the run double. Not quite as tight as they want to. I think they're going to leave this outturn. I think you'll see.
She's gonna play it again.
Wow. The times when I don't think she's gonna peel are the times she peels. She's contemplating the draw. I just want to be clear, I would peel. But I know she would. Okay, they're hitting the back one. Lots of ice. Looks like they're trying to roll it behind their own corner. Definitely comes up here, Sarah.
It really does.
Oh, it's got to curl though. I think it comes up with that weight.
Just enough to link those two together, which honestly, if I'm them, I'm not unhappy with that. That's an easy pocket to either blast or freeze to or whatever you need.
Yeah, Fujisawa is still like, I think she's still pretty happy about the way this whole end is going. It's definitely looking like there's no blank. So blank is now off the table. So now all of a sudden it's like you realize that if you're Kanai as well, like you're not gonna blank this end. So what do you play now? Getting this rock into the top 4 foot, I think, getting this back to the tee line, I think is what they want. Kanai is probably going to throw a draw here. Pounding it the whole way. Skipper comes out, help out. It's been a long day for that front end. This is their 3rd game today. Seaside is not the fun side of the draw, Sarah. It's the we play.
Oh, no, run again, please. We're not too sure.
We're playing a draw tap. Team's trying to talk her into the run. One thing about the run is that you could run it into those 2 rocks that are over on the other side. Possibly bring your blank back into play, but nah, we're playing this shot.
You know, the draw tap is really good if you can make that.
Yeah.
But you do have hammer. So
you got hammer. And you want to score here. Now this end is looking more and more like there's no chance at blanking, so you really want to make sure that you score. This has got to go. This is trouble. This is trouble.
That just went by it.
It did just miss. You start to play with these precise shots in instances when you're up, and all of a sudden the momentum starts to switch a little bit. You just get a little bit like, we're up 5-1, now look at us. And you got to get all that stuff out of your head, right? And say, we got to make sure we score here. And I hate to be a broken record, Sarah, but I think the way you score here is peel the guard.
Yeah, and I mean, if you would have done a peel or a run and, you know, played on the conservative side, so if you peel, you peel.
Well, you just, like, guards are pretty precise, especially on this ice, so they're not gimmies. We gotta come around here, trying to go top 12. I think it's trying to go even with a broom. Might be what they do is they put the broom not on the tee line, but on the spot where they want to go. Trying to go half buried, 3/4 buried. On top is pretty good. That is a good looking shot right there. That's about where they wanted it. So your 2 shot, I think your 2 options, what do you think, Sarah? Peel or come around, right? I think you either peel or you come around back 4 foot. This is where they're tapping. And knowing what we know about them, they're coming back 4 foot. This is a big shot. This is a big shot in this end. This is, yeah. She's made a lot of draws, so, you know, there's a solid chance here. If you're the sweepers, what you want to do is you want to make sure that this, if it's not full back four, it's okay to take it back a little bit more to make sure that there is room for two. You don't want this to be just biting the back button. If this is biting the back button, Fujisawa squeezes on top of it, then you're in a massive pickle. So you just want to make sure that there's room for two when you're as of the front end. Here we go. First skips rocks. Sixth end of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. Big shot here in this end. It's looking pretty good. Okay, it's second shot. It's second shot. It's back there. There's enough room for two. Fujisawa's got to get it in a spot here. I mean, I think the ideal spot is just an inch away from biting the top button on this intern side. Just basically the same line. Just try to bite the top button, or an inch off of it. Just play this intern. There's a tendency, especially in club, there's a tendency to throw this rock right now as Fujisawa and think, guard's good. And honestly, it's a really, really good opportunity to put a lot of pressure. If you can not think that a guard is good here, and put this top button, put this biting the forefoot, putting this second shot puts a lot of pressure, and especially getting two instead of getting one is such a big deal here in this particular spot. Like, only if you give up one here, if you're Kanai and you give up one, you walk out of this end thinking that's pretty heroic. As you throw a guard here, you're going to give her an out-turn draw, and she might be able to get her one. Or you might be able to get an in-turn draw around the guard that you throw. But if you throw this biting the top button fully in the forefoot, not on the tee line, just biting the top button, put a lot of pressure on. A lot of pressure. We're tapping a lot of different places on the ice here. I think what they're saying is that if it's light, you can go here. But come in. Definitely come in. Got a lot of ice. Good rotation. Throw it out to your team. Try to put this top button. Get a good seal of two. Last rock in the sixth end for Satsuki Fujisawa. Sweepers are on and off it. It's just going to be a guard. You look at this scenario, right? And you're Asuka Kanai, and you're just thrilled. You're just thrilled about the fact that the worst case scenario out of this end is that you only drop one. Sarah, what do you think? To be honest, I think I've lost Sarah. So I think she'll jump back in when she gets a chance. This is I gotta tell you though, this is kind of a free hit after this end. After this end of really just not going very well. This is a free hit for the Kanai team to just get a 1 and get some momentum back. Here it is, last rock of the 6th end. Can't freeze to your back one. Might be a little too heavy. Oh, there you go. It's a steal of 1. So for the first time in this game, Fujisawa takes the lead. We'll be right back to draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major right after these messages.
What will tomorrow look like? Will it be what you expected? Or something you could never have predicted? Will it be frightening? Or exciting? Is it the reason you can't sleep at night? Or the reason you get up in the morning? Tomorrow will be all of these things. With Hub, you have a partner today who supports you in writing a more resilient, vibrant, and profitable tomorrow, protecting what matters most to you. Because the truth is, tomorrow is a gift, and we want you to be ready for it.
So you're a pizza person, but you're married to a wing person, and your kids are salad people? You can't pick your fam, but with over 50 menu items to choose from, you can make them all happy. Order today and enjoy Boston Pizza at home.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
And we are back for the 7th end of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major, featuring 2 teams from Japan. By the way, there's also a Japanese feed of this game. I'm telling you that in the 7th end and not in the earlier ends. But you can enjoy our feed, or you can enjoy 2 lovely commentators from Japan also commentating this game, all the way from Japan. This has been a barn burner of a game. Kanai jumped off to a 5-1 lead, and Fujisawa has clawed back with a solid deuce, a steal of 2, and then a steal of 1.
It really has been an emotional roller coaster of a game here.
Your internet connection is an emotional roller coaster too, Sarah.
Yeah, I don't think it was my internet. For some reason, my headphones just decided to die on me. So sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I thought we lost you. It's so great to have you back here. So, how do you feel like when you're in a game and you've been in control, and all of a sudden control has left you, and you're in the 7th end? How do you normally feel, and what do you do?
Personally, if I was in control and lost control, I'm at this point just like fighting as hard as I can to get that control back. Yeah, I think you just have to keep pushing through at that point.
And how are you feeling mentally? Like, what do you think the team should be talking about right now?
I think really at this point, you're really thinking about how many points do we need in order to win this game. It's one shot at a time. You just need to throw at the stick with the right weight and good things will happen.
Yeah, it's an easy game, right, Sarah? You just throw the rock and hit the broom, and everything works out.
I guess so. Here we've got, interesting there.
Yeah, I think the shot here is to throw a guard on your own one.
I would agree, yeah. I didn't like that split there.
Yeah, they were trying to hit the back one. They're trying to keep this, Fujisawa has decided to just try to keep this really, really simple. But this is gonna, like, what's interesting is that they can't hit this guard, so. Just gotta get it in front. Supers are going pretty hard for line. Just gotta get it over. Looks pretty good. Might overbend a bit. No, I think that's pretty good. It's a decent spot.
Really good corner guard. Maybe a little bit high.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
One thing I like about this team too is that on these like little come around shots, their third tends to stay down there too to help sweep. This is a big shot. I mean, they're gonna try this wide in turn. If they tick the guard, they could tick it into the rings. They could tick it out of play. They could flash everything on the outside. What would you play here, Sarah?
This is a tough shot. I feel like in this situation, I'd be trying to somehow bring the play to the center.
Yeah. Would you think about throwing a center guard?
I don't know. It's the seventh end. You're only up by one. I think if I'm playing this, I'd be playing it the other way.
Yeah. It's a good thought.
What about you?
I would probably play a center guard. But, you know, that's solid execution right there, so who am I to say, right? Play is still out here, though, and that's what Kanai wants. I think Fujisawa is okay with even dropping a deuce here.
Yeah, I mean, down one with hammer in the last end is not bad.
Yeah.
Even just forcing to one, you're tied with hammer, that's even better.
Yeah, the force is the most ideal situation here. Blank is probably not what you want, but I think what you've got going for you is that this Kanai team doesn't tend to think about the blank hand as a possibility. They're coming around everything and throwing draws in situations where maybe some hits would have brought a blank hand into play.
You know, this is the trouble. It's really, really hard to bring the play back to center.
Yeah. I think if you're Fujisawa, you're thinking now, I'm in foursome to one territory, so I'm gonna play over here, and that's fine. Maybe I get a miss and split the rings and go into the 4-foot and put some pressure. But you know, make this freeze. They make a freeze. There's just gonna be a bunch of rocks back there, but Fujisawa's always got that red rock to run in. So you can do some stacking back here if you're Fujisawa and not really worry too much about dropping a big end. Once they flash this by. Well, that now all of a sudden, Sarah, I forget everything I just said.
That didn't pull up as much. It's a little bit heavy.
Yeah. Now you just want to go top 8 foot, and all of a sudden, it's pressure back onto Fujisawa. Was a little bit of an inside-out release, so it's gonna need to wait a bit to curl. It's got to get across that line to start curling. I'm being very silent right now because I'm frozen on this shot, so I have no idea what happened. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a good spot. It didn't have to be buried. Sarah, what do you think of that? Well, I know she's saying something. I just can't hear her. It's like,
here we go.
Yeah, there we go. Aggressive little outturn hack waiter here, Sarah. Really got to get by these guards. But if you don't, it's not the worst thing in the world.
You know, that's not bad. Takes away that corner guard. Yes, it, you know, puts one on the other side, but that's quite a ways out.
It's quite a ways out. I think you're right. I think you're gonna leave a double. So I personally would throw a guard on the 2 rocks that are in, because I don't want them to get a double yet. I don't think I'd make it that tight. I think I would make it like just a halfway double, a halfway guard.
Yeah, and you can be a little bit closer to center on it too.
Yeah.
Just based on how much it curls.
Fujisawa's always got that for outside red onto the top yellow, which he might play if this guard was a little bit more on the center line side, because that would open up the possibility of getting the back one too. If you kind of spun up, or even shot the hole. I really do think this is tight. This is definitely tight. So I think you're gonna see. Well, you're definitely gonna see her take a run at this double. You think you can make this triple? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think so, but it's certainly possible. I think you're playing for the double for sure, though.
Yeah, I think you're gonna throw this pretty hard. You want to hit. I think if you hit this nose or even a little bit on the inside, I think there's a lot of places you can hit this and you're gonna make it. I think this is really tough to miss.
Really good shot there.
Yeah, good result. Now you come around the other corner, and you're still in not bad shape. Come around this corner. I don't know, Sarah. Do you think that that hole is pretty precise to get that back yellow?
Yeah, I think that's pretty small.
Yeah. So you get around this corner. They might have to chase you around this corner or try something more intricate, like a tap. It's still looking okay for Kanai. Last thirds rock. Throw into lay 2, both of them buried. Waiting on it. Really want to sweep it for line. Trying to carve it over there as much as possible.
Behind the tee on this one's pretty good.
Yeah, just get her.
Just above.
Well, I think that makes it a little bit easier for. I don't know, Sarah. Do you think she can make this double?
Oh, I think it's possible, but I think in this instance, you're going for the one and a little roll to center.
Yeah. Do you think she just throws it really hard and you kind of roll behind that red, and even if you don't make the double, you're fine? Like just kind of flat roll to it?
Yeah, that's kind of my thought here is you go for the hit and roll. If you hit the other yellow, then that's perfect, but the hit and roll is your priority.
This is definitely Fujisawa's game. She likes to throw really hard, so let's see what she can do here. Skips first rock. Sweeping it to get a piece. Might not get. Oh, just got a piece. Oof.
Wow.
One more chance, and this is a chance again. Like, this is a chance to, if she can get this buried behind this guard. It's tough because it's really tough here, Sarah, because if they're taking the inside edge of the button, but if you just kind of set it a little bit, it sits on that line for a long time. Once it gets off that line, it goes. So
you're completely right.
This draw is all in the release. The older I get, the more likely my intern is not going to be any good.
I think they have to be really careful on this shot too, because if you're a little too deep, there's a freeze.
Yep.
Take away multiple. And if you're too high, they can come around it.
Yeah. I wanted to go early for weight, I think, but it's really just hung on that line a bit too long. It's not bad. They're just trying to carve it over. I'm not worried about it being deep. It's a pretty good spot, because if you freeze down to it, you might not be shot, Sarah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really good spot considering if you freeze to it, that other yellow is definitely out counting.
I think it gives them a really legit chance at 2. It looks like Fujisawa is saying, well, I'm happy to give you a deuce. I'm just going to pick this out, and we'll go to the next end, and I will be down 1 width.
And that's not a bad spot to be in.
It's not a bad spot to be in. I don't know. I understand her logic here. Like I said, I think she was okay for this entire end, giving up 2 and being down 1 width, playing 8. So, like, pick this out is fine. She just barely hit a wide open rock last on her first one. So let's see what she does on her skips last rock here, the 7th end. Maybe a little quieter, Sarah. They're on it right away.
And it is moving.
Definitely quieter. Look at that. It's going to be fine. It's probably going to roll to be not shot. This is a skipper's choice, but what do you like on these shots, Sarah? Do you just draw the 4 foot, or you come down to the back one?
Yeah, Personally, I would draw. You know, you're already laying
Yep.
one.
Yep.
What would you do?
I would draw. I once played with a skip who had a rock that was a rock full 4 foot, and it was dead straight ice, and it was last rock. And I never asked him what the shot is, and he came out with draw weight. He had broom to nose hit, but he came out with draw weight, and it really was really straight. And afterwards I asked him, and I said, why did you say that? He said, if I can't draw the button to win a game, I shouldn't be a skip.
Yeah, I mean, draw weight is so important, and I think we're seeing, you know, a lot of teams just put so much emphasis on every position being able to have that draw weight in the back pocket, which is awesome.
Yep. So here we go, last rock of this end, draw for 2. Super swept it a bit early. They're walking away now. Where's this gonna stop? It's gonna stop for 2. So it's 2 for Kanai to go up 1. We're gonna have a banger of a last end, Sarah. So join us for the 8th end of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major right after these messages.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
You know, what job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
And welcome back to the 8th end of Draw 11 of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. This is the C qualifier. Winner of this game goes on. Loser of this game gets to sleep in tomorrow morning. And welcome, Sarah. How have you been enjoying this game so far?
It has been a fantastic game. I mean, we've seen some really big ends from both teams, and we've seen both teams just kind of keep holding on to little leads as they've gone. And yourself?
Oh, this has been a great game. I mean, it's so great that we get to watch these games on Curling Stadium. It's just Curling Zone is bringing us so much curling. It's just great. And we get to see 2 Japanese teams playing in Alberta. Do you know it's 12:30 in Tokyo right now? 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. It's Monday at 12:30. So people are tuning in here on maybe their lunch break to watch this 8th end.
Well, thank you to all the fans who are joining us today. And a massive thanks to the sponsors of the event. I mean, Hack2House, thank you so much. And we also would like to thank the team sponsors for helping them get here.
Yeah, it's really all about sponsorship. If you want to do this, you take time off of your life and travel all around. These two teams come over here from Japan and they play these games, and it takes a lot of commitment, a lot of finances, a lot of help from friends, family, and sponsors.
All right, so we're seeing 2 yellow stones in the front of the house.
Yep.
And then a red corner guard. If you're Fujisawa, you're really needing 2 to win, 1 to tie. And that's where we're at right now.
One of the interesting things about this curling sheet, though, is because it's a little bit of a dish, right? It's very easy to get around those center line guards. It is really, really precise to get around this corner guard. You set it a little bit. Look at it. It's just like hanging on that center line right now. It's waiting, and it's starting to move now. But I don't think this rock is going to bury, Sarah.
Yeah, and I mean, playing with the weight too definitely changes things.
Yeah. So Fujisawa is going to try to get her dues by coming around these corner guards, and Kanai has got a couple of staggered centers and is just going to ignore this rock and come around these staggered centers with this intern. You know what that means, Sarah?
Lots of play to the center and potential peels in the very near future.
It means lots of rocks in play and possibility of Fujisawa throwing some peels to try to get that center line one to score, or that corner one, I mean, to score. This is a good look at that rock just banned in there. That rock up by the guard by about 2 feet and dead buried. All right, so we're probably going to see some rips.
Yeah, it's decision time for Fujisawa. How is she going to hit this so that it doesn't mess with anything in the corner?
Right, she's got to try to work out how to peel this. One option is to just peel the actual rock on the center line and ignore the top one. It opens up the back one, and you take away the risk of it jamming. Like, when you look at those 2 rocks there, the only one that's really worrisome is the one that's touching the center line.
Absolutely, and you can even hit this in a way that yours sticks around.
Yeah. I got to tell you,
if you want that.
This has some very real risks of jamming. She's trying to play this really thin on the outside and go over top. She's running the back yellow into the vicinity of her back red. So this has jam possibilities. It's close. Oh, it just missed. That's
goes right by, but now there's still one close to the center.
Yeah, the good news for Kanai is if she can just wrap this a quarter, even just a couple of millimeters around that guard, it brings jam into play again, because everything's got to go past that back red. Key to this, I think, Sarah, that one of the keys to this is if the line is good, make it second shot. If the line is bad, make it a guard. So I think it's good. Looks way out there. They're also sweeping it for weight. They like the weight now. Now they're just on one sweeper. I want to go with this one. It looks like they're just going to leave it up as a nice guard. It's a pretty good spot, Sarah.
Yeah, and I mean, now Fujisawa can peel it from the other way, which avoids kind of that jam.
Yeah, it does. There is a way where it does come off that yellow and goes onto the red. What your hope is that the yellow goes onto the yellow, and the yellow you hit, that first one, goes over top. But there is a way that it goes back onto that red. It would be unlucky, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility. Oh, this is also a way that it goes back on. Oh, got a little fortunate there.
Oof. Yeah.
So what do you like here, Sarah?
I like coming in again.
Yeah?
Yep, coming again, in my opinion. I mean, you're up one. It's the last end. You don't have hammer. You're almost kind of playing as if you were trying to steal.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think the key to this is separation, right? So either a one guard or right on top of it. I think you want to be. It's if you don't throw a guard on this, Fujisawa's running in that tight yellow guard, right? So
Absolutely.
you maybe. I'm with you on in. I think they have settled on this guard. This guard is a tough guard. It is really hard to throw a one guard. She's poking the ice in a little bit more. She's got ice for the but that might be a little bit too much ice for a one guard.
Yeah, and you need a one guard, but you need it to be stacked in such a way that it's in the way.
Yeah.
Because when you have a one guard on swingy ice, it almost acts like it's not even there.
Yeah, right. It has to kind of split the center line almost, or be a little bit on the right hand side. Dead guarding the guard. It's got a lot of curling to do. You might want to bring this in now. It looks a little heavy, and I want to just go hard. Not bad. Can't really tell, Sarah, but looks to me like those are jacked up to go onto the back one as well.
Yeah, with a little separation though, that double peel is easier.
Yeah.
But you're right there. It does look like, from our angle at least, that it goes onto the back red. I don't know right now if they're too concerned.
No,
or
they're
if
not
they're
concerned.
just saying,
So.
hey, let's open things up. We have hammer. If we need to go into an extra, we go into an extra.
I don't think they're remotely concerned, so it probably doesn't go back. Yeah, it went over, no problem. And now it's their guard. So, I don't think anything's changed. I think the shot is right in, just like you said a shot ago. You still like right in?
Yeah, I like right in, but now that it's a red up front, I almost like a little bit more separation than frozen. Earlier I thought, frozen.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, they're tapping top 12.
Yeah.
I think as you kind of think about this and the position that you want to be in, they're asking their coach to come out. I think, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think what you want is to be top 8. Like, just out counting that other red one, in my opinion, but we'll see what their coach says.
Yeah,
do you have insight?
Do you think it's critical to be second shot here, I guess is the question, because I think your instinct of separation is right. I'm with you on separation. Why do you think you have to be second shot? I'm not saying you don't. I'm just asking.
Well, my opinion was just more of a pressure opinion.
Yeah.
I think you can also be like just biting top 12 too, and in the way of that run, and you're fine.
Yeah. So if you're dead guarding the yellow rock, top 12, because it does finish there pretty hard, right? Like dead guarding the yellow rock, so you're half buried behind the red. So you're thinking about just being perfectly in line with that yellow rock, half buried around the red.
I like that. I like separation, but I like being in the house.
I like being in the house too.
Yeah, I don't think a guard here. I mean, you could throw a guard, but I think in the house is a priority.
So I don't love the guard, although, yeah, I just don't love the guard because, like, if you get too close and they double peel them out, then you're kind of out of the end because you're throwing one guard on one against the loss, which is no fun. So, like, if they were to double peel out the guards, you might even consider, because now you're on skips first, you might even consider just freezing to the back one and going to the extra end. Yeah. Right, so they're playing a guard. There.
Well, I mean, if they're playing the guard, I personally think that they have to be just kind of covering the red, but more on the broom side of the sideline. What do you think?
Yeah, it's still the separation concept too, right, Sarah? Like, they want this to be as far away as they can. Line is pretty critical. I still think what you're trying to do is throw a guard right on the yellow rock. Maybe a bit to the left-hand side. Like, just over. They're trying to, like, be way over to the left. So they're leaving this run on purpose. So do you try this run back here? This red run?
I think you can try it, and if anything, you are opening things up. But you do have to watch out that you don't just miss it, still leave up that guard.
This is a real chance here. It's a real chance for Fujisawa to really go. Like, there's probably no double peel. You could probably make the double peel. It's a tough double peel.
It is still third's last shot, correct?
This is third's last, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, you can try the double peel.
You could try the yellow, right? Like, you could try the double peel and hope that you didn't smoke it through the little port. Maybe you get the back yellow on the way.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it's a little high, maybe you get maybe you do make the double peel. The red is all or nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's nice to leave your red there. It's nice to leave your red there as an opportunity. Like, if you make this yellow run, she comes around again, you're red. Then you make the red, and if you stuff it, now all of a sudden, like, you've got a real good chance to win. If you throw this red and you miss it, they throw another yellow guard. Now all of a sudden, you're scrambling for the tie.
Let's see what they call here.
Play
Looks
the
like
red.
they're calling for the red.
Yep. They want to hit this just a little bit on the high side, so they're taking negative ice. They definitely do pop their pop it, and in this spot it does. It is very straight. Big shot here. The 8th end. Third's last. We're on pins and needles. Might have set it a little bit. Might get the back one.
Well, I'll see here.
Still
Looks
in
like it's
play.
stuck around. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the theme of the last bunch of shots here, Sarah, has been separation. Where do you like it now?
I still like it in.
Yep, I did too. I think you kind of Christmas tree these a little bit, right? Just go half buried behind the guard that's there, like dead on the center line. They wanted a little bit on the outside. The front end did go down and take a look to see where they have to be shot, which is good. It's a good thing to do, and they're cleaning the path for the skipper. I think they elected this ice looks like in ice to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're looking at going in.
I think to make the guard on the outside of the yellow rock, they probably needed a few more inches of ice. So it looks like they're trying to go center line, just bite the top 8. And it's off. Supers seem okay with it. Kind of looks like it has to go. Let's get it underneath that guard. That is a good shot. That's a good spot right there.
Really, really good. There's that separation.
Yeah.
It's another rock in
No
play.
doubles. Fujisawa is left with trying to remove. It's not second shot, which is enticing Fujisawa to play shot rock, but the back one is. It's gonna require a very precise shot, and you're still banging it towards that other red. So there's nothing easy about this. But she's electing a little backline waiter. She can see, I don't know, a quarter of that rock.
Yeah, they're looking to just tap it to, like the back 8 foot, back 4 foot type thing. I think at this point, all you need to think of is get by that one in the top.
Yeah.
Once you're
Get
by,
your one.
carve it,
Yeah. So the big question is going to be here is where's the shooter going to end up?
I think it's going to be half open at least.
Yeah. Well, if they hit what they can see, then the shooter could be back 4 foot, which could leave this wide in turn back to the button again. If they carve it like you said, then maybe it's half open. It'll be a good shot to come out of this being shot rock and half open. Skips first rock in the 8th end. Probably talking about weight. it right away, Sarah.
Yeah, keeping that line.
It's out there, though.
Signal that there's lots of room.
Yeah. Really got to carve it now. It might not get a piece. It might go right past.
Oh no, it just pushed it further under the guard.
Yeah. That is moderately disastrous. The only shot I see is running that yellow guard in. I know they're never going to do this, Sarah, but would you ever walk up and peel that?
Personally, I don't think I would, but I can see some teams trying. What I see is you can hit one of those reds to essentially make it so that there has to be a tie, extra end, or I would just go top forefoot. Like,
Really?
Draw right in. Like, well, if you freeze yours, what is she gonna do?
Well, she's gonna, if you freeze it kind of on the corner, she's gonna run the red in for a circus double, right? If you don't throw, she's probably running this red in, this red corner guard. So if you were to freeze but just be kind of corner froze, and she smashed the red in, and both yellows squirted out, like, you'd have to be dead frozen. And even if you dead froze, this is coming in at the side, so it still might double the amount.
Yeah, you're right.
You can take this away by being, there's a couple of ways to take it away. You could guard it, you could peel it. So you could just throw like a center line out guard and put it in the way, right? Like, just put it in the way of that. You could also play this shot, what they're playing, which is kind of your shot. Freeze it in there, but you're not taking it away. You're just making it a little bit harder to run it in. Well, Skip's last rock here. Trying to go, I think, like top 8-foot half buried to take away this run in.
You see this team first carving it?
Yeah, it really needs to carve. Well, it's not taking away the run. All right, so we got this. We got this run in for the to play tomorrow. I don't see a possibility. I don't see a possibility of one red here. So she's like, we're not going to an extra.
No, I definitely think that this is
I guess she could. You know what she could do? She could run this in, hit it just kind of thin on the yellow. The yellow hits onto the red, takes out like the yellow and the red both go up, plus the one she runs in goes out. And that back red counts as one. That is a possibility. Not a very good possibility, Sarah. But it is a possibility.
Yeah, this is a tough shot, but she can definitely make it. So let's see.
Yeah.
Last rock of the event.
Here it is, last rock. Supers are on it right away. Oh, it is close. It is close. Oh, it just, oh, that's so close. Oh, what a great try. What a great game that was.
So good. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening, everyone who tuned in. Those were some great shots made tonight.
Yeah, that was a great game, and it was a great lunch break for all of our curling fans in Japan watching. Thanks for watching the Hack2House Alberta Curling Series Major. And if you really like this, then go to hack2house.com and buy some equipment from them and thank them for sponsoring this. Thanks to Curling Stadium for bringing this. And thank you, Sarah, for joining me tonight on this epic C qualifier.
Well, thank you so much, Matt, and we will talk soon.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Curling Stadium will be back tomorrow for the qualifying and the semifinals and the finals. So tune in to Curling Zone and Curling Stadium for more curling. Thanks, everyone, and have a great night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video. Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.